I like to do it in a particular way. I like to take it easy on myself. I'm not here for a competition. I'm not here to contest with someone. My calmness, my lethargy sometimes, my procrastination might be also an intuitive power.
You can't solve a problem without accepting that there is a problem. And you don't accept that there's a problem until you reflect.
Yes, so as you very rightly said, it's nobody's concern because they have judged you, they have framed you, they have put you in your place, they have taken away what you are, and they've gone. But it will not make any sense without these two layers. But you have to begin with this main foundation, and then you can build on it. While you're doing your yama and niyama, you can do your asana practice, you can do your breathing practice, you can do your concentration, and one day you'll come, all these things will come together.
Welcome back to the Yoga Body and Mind podcast. Today we'll be speaking about the second limb of yoga, Niyama. We speak about the definition of Niyama, the principles of Niyama, and also how you can incorporate it into your daily lives easily. So please continue watching to learn more about Niyama. So we spoke about Yama, and the next limb of yoga is Niyama. And what is it about?
Okay, Niyama is Yama is your relationship with the external world. Yeah, how you relate to the external world. It is also Yama is also the don'ts. Okay, what you shouldn't be doing. Like you shouldn't be violent. You shouldn't be covetous. You shouldn't be dishonest. It's don't do. Niyamas are how you relate to yourself. The connection with yourself. What you need to do. This is a to-do list. What you need to do to ensure that you can progress in life, you can be comfortable in life, you can live your life with ease and joy. As I keep telling you, yoga never tells you what is right and wrong. What it tells you to is if you need to be at peace with yourself. I mean, if you want your mind to be more focused, if you want your mind to be happy, if you want your mind to be your mind to be successful in your dictionary, what success means to you. It is never telling you, okay, this is right and this is wrong. It tells you, you have this tool, you have this beautiful body, you have this beautiful mind, you have an intellect. Okay, you can do whatever you want to do with it. However, there are consequences. It tells you there are consequences. You should be clear about that. Now, if you have a mindset which is negative, the consequences are going to be negative. Okay, so it tells you that. It gives you a kind of an understanding that it's better to follow certain holistic attitude towards life, which will help you to ensure that the progress in life is going to be towards your highest good. Otherwise, you go halfway, you do all the wrong things or so-called, things which will not guide you to the wrong place, and you reach a particular place and you fall down. So that's what happens to most people. So what it tells you is if you follow these little rules, you will ensure that you are progressing at a very steady level, and it's still going to not harm you in any way. So Niyama is what you need to do to ensure that your life is something close to, that you have some kind of a control over your life. Yeah. So Niyama are also, it can be also the Niyama when you say, it is also again rules, or discipline or certain practices.
That is the literal translation of the word, yeah, Niyama.
Yeah. Niyama.
It's like the rules, yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's difficult. Sanskrit is a word which is difficult to kind of translate. It's like any other ancient language, whether it is Latin, whether it is any language, it's very difficult to translate that into English. Yeah, so the words that we can come up is these rules, regulations, discipline, practice. How do we explain that word to everybody? So Niyama is a set of things that you need to do on a daily basis. Okay, Dincharya in Sanskrit and even in Hindi we call it Dincharya. Dincharya means what you need to do on a regular basis, your daily routines. The first one is Saucha, which is like purity. It means cleanliness literally. Okay, cleanliness of your mind, your body, your thoughts, your house, your surroundings, your environment, how you speak, cleanliness in your speech. So it's purity basically. What happens is the end result of cleanliness is purity. You come from a space of purity. So just the word purity itself tells you that you cannot go wrong. Purity cannot go wrong at any point. Okay, as long as you know what you're doing. So cleanliness is the basic thing that you need to have. So you can start by simply understanding, okay, what I need to kind of declutter in my life. So rather than going for big things, now I need to kind of, go and, change my whole life. That is not going to work. So you start with small little things. You start decluttering maybe your bed to begin with. Is my bed always in a complete state of chaos? Can I declutter my bed? Can I declutter my side table? Can I declutter my bathroom? Can I declutter my handbag? Can I declutter my bag? Okay, start with small little things. That will help you also to declutter. Okay, your mind. Like what I need to do today. Okay, if I put 20 things to do on one particular day, there's a high probability that I'm going to fail. So then you're going to say that, oh, there's too much happening, that's why I couldn't do it. So declutter your activities. So prioritize, organize. I would say cleanliness, the first thing is organization. The moment you organize yourself, okay, even in a small little way, it doesn't have to be too big. Start with just organizing your bed. Okay, if you can't even bother to kind of make your bed, at least put your pillows back in its place. Just kind of pull the mattress around in such a way that it's proper. Start with little things. Don't go for big things if you are in that state.
That's a very effective habit, making your bed in the morning. Even I think in the army, people always say that when you make your bed in the morning, you automatically become more productive during the day because your brain has already completed a task. So you feel, I guess, a bit more confident. I'm not sure what it is, but it definitely works.
You have succeeded. That's what happened. It's nothing else. The fact that you've succeeded. Okay, you just made your bed, that success thing has triggered in you. You've succeeded in something. You've not failed in something. Whereas what happens mostly is, we go for tasks which we end up, not doing or failing in it. So the mind, what does it say? Oh, you failed. So you're putting failure in your head. So when you start with small tasks, you succeed in it. So when you succeeded, it's like default setting. You start putting that in your system. Okay, that's a basic concept of cleanliness, hygiene around you, the environment that you live in. Okay, the way you talk to people. Create small little differences in your life. Don't go for bigger things. As you advance, of course, there are other things that we can pursue. But to begin with, not to complicate, this is for young people, this is for young adults, this is for young men and women, this is for middle-aged men and women. You can start at any time. There's don't think it's too late. Because the more, I feel the more older you are, the quicker you'll get it. The quicker the changes will happen. Even if you start small, because you already are like wired up, because, whatever reason it is. But when you're younger, maybe it might take a little longer because your system is not completely in tune with you. Only thing, if you start young, really young, then it becomes a habit. It becomes a default setting. But if you're a young adult, maybe it might take a little longer, but it will. It will definitely change the way you perceive life. Okay. The second thing is Santosha, that is, inner joy. Now, this inner joy is very confusing. Happiness and joy. What is happiness and joy? Happiness is the worldly pleasure. Happiness is that momentary high that you get. But joy is something which is internal. It's something which is there inside you, which you don't need money, you don't need people, you don't need anything around you. Just waking up, opening your eyes, and, just rolling on your bed itself gives you a lot of joy. So start doing the things which are not complicated. Like, just sitting by yourself in the morning, wake up. Sometimes people say when they start making changes, they make too many drastic changes. That creates stress hormones. Start making small changes. Like if you wake up in the morning, go and sit by yourself quietly. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to pray. You don't have to meditate. You don't have to breathe. Just sit by yourself. That itself will give you so much of joy. If you're somebody who loves coffee, go have a cup of coffee. There's no harm. People say, oh, once you just start doing yoga, you can't do this, you can't do that. Don't do this, don't do that. No, that's not possible. It's a slow process. Okay. I mean, if you become aggressive, then you're violent to yourself because you're being harsh to yourself. So you have to have that gentleness towards what you're trying to change. And the next one is tapas. Now this is scary. The word tapas itself is pretty scary because tapasya, you know.
Yeah. It's like a kator
So tapas
tapasya.
is what, like, kind of tells, oh, like, so now it's like you have to be like burning in, fire, you need to kind of, give it your all. No, that is not what it is. Tapas is basically is determination. You need to be, because that comes with acceptance, awareness. Once you feel, no, I want to make these changes in my life, and I will do it. I will do it no matter what. That determination, that complete want to do something. Okay, no matter what. Again, if you follow Niyama, you will understand that consequences, non-attachment. That's why I said step by step is very important to understand. Yama is important. No, whether I go anywhere from here or not, okay, not to please anyone, not to kind of achieve something, by just making my bed. My determination is to ensure that every morning my pillows are kept in place. Okay, my toothbrush is kept in place. Okay, at least I wear fresh clothes every day. Okay, not I'll change my pajamas. I mean, I'm talking about people who are struggling. I'm not talking about now. Even normal people, we claim to be all gung-ho. We do that ourselves. There are days when we also feel we don't want to get
We
out.
should. That's so true. That's so true.
Yes.
Everybody faces these things.
If we can avoid it, we'll avoid it. Somehow our mind is so complex that we'll find a way to avoid it. So on a Sunday, like it's a struggle to take a shower. Why? Because it's wired into us. Because Sunday is supposed to be you're resting. You're supposed to be not doing anything. Yeah, take a break. But it's okay, take a break. But that happens on a regular basis. Even when you have to do something, when you need to do kind of ensure that something constructive has to be done. Even that can be a problem. Okay, that is where people, I think, give up. So it has to be like, even on a normal day, let me just even don't take a shower, but at least change into fresh clothes. Start by that. So there are ways of doing it, as long as you're not making this into some hardcore, boot camp. So what happens with most of the people is, like, I think fire signs are like that. Sorry, I'm bringing in the fire signs, but fire signs are like that. The boot camp, they need to do everything at one go and achieve everything. So now somebody who's not a fire sign, somebody who's like a bit more relaxed, they might find it overwhelming when they see that kind of energy. It's not that person is incapable of doing it, just that it's too much of a difference in what I want and what I'm seeing outside. Okay, you click on a YouTube and somebody is like going pumping 100 kgs and you're lying on your bed. Okay, visually you're enjoying it, but internally you're dying. You're dying. You're just thinking I'm such a big failure. So stop doing that to yourself. That is that is violence. Okay, the Yama concept, it's violence to yourself. So stop doing that. So start doing by little things, enjoying. Be happy with who you are. Okay, you're not lazy. You just take your time doing stuff. First, accept that. I like to do it in a particular way. I like to take it easy on myself. I'm not here for a competition. I'm not here to contest with someone. I'm here for a particular reason. I have something else to contribute to the world. Maybe I don't contribute the way the other person is contributing. I will still contribute I do contribute. My calmness, my lethargy sometimes, my procrastination might be also an intuitive power that you have within yourself. You don't use it as an excuse, but it could be something more deeper. Yeah, so that take it that way. So take your time, do what you can, but be determined to do it. Be like, be very, very clear with yourself that, I'm not doing this just to please somebody. I'm doing this so that I can, okay, get to the next level. So that is tapas. Don't complicate tapas. Yeah. The next one is,
Svadhyaya.
Svadhyaya. That is self-reflection. Self-reflection. What is self-reflection? It's your ability to kind of, sit with yourself and understand, where did I go right today? Where did I go wrong today? We all know, as I have told you in the yamas also.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is very difficult.
We all know where we go right. We all know when we have messed up. We all know when we have triggered somebody. We all know when we have said something not so nice. We all know that. It's just that we don't accept it for some reason. So first of all, we don't accept it in the external world. For example, if you're sitting with someone, you will never accept it. But at least when you're on your own, you don't have to. There's nobody's forcing you to accept it, because the other person has already judged you and framed you and put you in a particular box. So you don't have to do the work. They've done it for you. So you don't have to worry about that aspect. So explanations will not help. Once you've revealed yourself, nobody can unreveal it. People won't say anything because they're diplomatic, but they know what you have done. Okay. So you can't escape that. So what you do is you come back home, or you are at home, or even while driving or doing something, wherever you are, ask yourself, could I have done it better? Could I have done it? Maybe I could have changed the way I spoke. Could I take a little bit more responsibility?
Or what triggered me to lose control that way?
What triggered me? Yeah. So what is my problem here? How do I contribute in it? Yeah. So that will help you. So how do you go about that? This best way again is journaling. I mean, if you're not a writer and you're not love to write, maybe use a laptop to do something. Maybe download a few YouTubes and allows to stop your triggers. You if you've identified your triggers, download a few YouTubes which focus on those triggers. Okay, or read more about why do I react like this? Why do I get why do I react in such a way when this particular topic comes in?
Yeah, so this is the thing. Yeah, when you're self-reflecting, you're not doing anyone else a favor. You're doing yourself a favor, because you understand where you're going wrong. Because you can't solve a problem without accepting that there is a problem, and you don't accept that there's a problem until you reflect.
Yes, so as you very rightly said, Sneha, it's like it's nobody's concern, because they have judged you, they have framed you, they have put you in your place, they have taken away what you are, and they've gone. Okay, so who are you left with? You're left with yourself. The only person that you need to work on is yourself, and you're only harming yourself in the whole process. Self-reflection is an integral part of discipline, of rules, of how you need to move forward in the world. Was it really worth it? You ask yourself. Was that debate worth? Was that argument worth? Was that fight worth it? If it's a no, then next time, put it in yourself and don't do it the next time until it becomes a default setting. Okay. Next is the next one is Ishvara Pranidhana. That is loosely translated as faith in the divine, faith in the universe. If you are into spirituality, it will come as that. But if you are just a beginner, you don't care about spirituality, or you don't care about the divine, you don't understand it either, then I would say it's your dedication. Anything that you do, you need to be dedicated. That does not come from the external world. Whether you're working on something, whether you're a homemaker, you're at home, whether you are doing anything in your life, unless that dedication is there, there is no way that it's going to be, it is going to bring you happiness or joy or success. Because dedication is everything. And in dedication, the good part of dedication is you don't care about the consequence. When you're truly and absolutely dedicated to something, okay, the consequences don't matter. So the non-attachment, detachment becomes very, very easy for you because you're so dedicated that you just feel you need to do this. And you won't believe, like when you are dedicated to something, most of the time I hear people is, it doesn't matter. I've done my best. It doesn't matter. I'm doing this. I need to do this. It doesn't matter. I have to finish this. It doesn't matter. It's usually, it doesn't matter what the consequences. It doesn't matter whether it is successful or not. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not. It doesn't matter that you appreciate me or not. I'm just going to do it. Okay, so you're so consumed in it.
That's a really powerful mental state, where you're hyper focused on what you need to do or what you want to do, where nothing else matters almost. Even the result of it doesn't matter. So it's how do you get yourself into that kind of mindset?
How do you get is like by choosing, then again you go back. Okay, what brings you inner joy? Start with small things. As I said, you need to make all this your default setting. The problem is that you wake up in the morning and you say, I want to go to the moon today. I mean, you're creating failure for yourself. Today I want to reach the moon. Is it going to be possible? No. Okay, you can metaphysically do it.
And also, I think a lot of the goals that everyone has, it's not a personal goal. It is basically a goal that the world has told them that they need to have, but they don't necessarily want to do it themselves.
And also, I have noticed there's another aspect to it. Not only what the world wants. Usually, it is to prove a point. Yeah, somebody has it can be in your childhood, it can be in your adulthood. I don't know. It could be any time that you need to kind of prove them wrong. And in that pursuit, you kind of, lose yourself. You don't know what you're doing actually, because it's taking you away from yourself. And at some point, you're going to be like completely lost because you don't know why you started. Again, you remember the intentions. Setting intentions are important. I keep saying setting intentions are very important. Okay, Yama, that is where Yama comes in, setting intention. And then the Niyama makes more sense. Because if your intentions are right, all these questions will not come. You're saying, how do you get into that mindset where, you just asked me that you're so dedicated? It's because you set your goals which are achievable to begin with until it becomes the default setting. Don't go for big, huge, there's nothing wrong in it. But for everything, there is a step. There is a way of doing it. First of all, you need to understand why you're doing it. The intention is very important. If you set your intention before beginning anything, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I saying this? Why am I doing this? Okay, so once that intention is set, other things become easier. The answers become easier to you.
Okay, that is, that is a struggle, I think. Self-doubt, it creeps in once in a while, I think, for everybody. So that is where we need to be determined and dedicated, as you said.
Now, I would say, I think I don't see that that is how you need to look at it. Okay, yes, of course, that is the end result of what we are talking about. What I'm trying to say is I'm going a little, still lower, and I'm going down the dimensions, because the higher dimensions you go, it is difficult. Now, what is happening with us is like we are aiming for the higher dimensions. When I'm saying higher, now after Yama and Niyama, you have other things like asana, pratyahara, dharana, all these things where meditation, we talk about all these things. Now, if your basic intention, your basic discipline, your basic understanding, basic acceptance of the world, acceptance of yourself, acceptance of who you are is not clear, You can meditate. Maybe for a year, 2 years, you might meditate. And something in your life will trigger you and you'll fall flat. That's what happens to most people. So, in yoga, not only in yoga, in tantra yoga, in bhakti yoga, what they say is, don't focus on your higher chakras, because the higher chakras will open up when your lower chakras are in balance. The three chakras, we will talk about chakras at some point. The survival mode, the three energy centers which are there are the survival mode. So what we are talking in Yama and Niyama are the survival mode that we have in our lives. Our daily, the lifestyle, our daily things that we need to do and not do. The things we need to avoid and the things we need to do. So that will ensure that you are above your survival mode. We need to aim at coming out of survival mode. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. That makes so much sense, because when you're surviving, you have no energy you're just taking it as it comes and just responding at that moment. There's no, it's quite a stressful way to live if you're in survival mode constantly.
Stop trying to survive, because you already survived. You're surviving, you're breathing, you're doing everything. Can you take a step back and say, okay, listen, where do I start now? How do I start? Okay, and let me start with just doing basic things. Let me now try to achieve the moon, or let me not try to achieve the Mars. Let me not achieve, a superstardom. Let me start with small things. Let me just do my morning till evening. If I can continue doing the same thing for a week, that's successful. If I even do for one day, if I do something, if I set a target and I say I'll do it, just do that. Start with small things. Once you get out of that, and when you start making that into a default setting, then you don't need to focus on these things, because these things will become a default setting, like the body, like the mind. Your body does not need you. It is surviving by itself. The same way, the survival mode, the animals, they're just surviving. They're not thinking that I'm eating now, I'm drinking now, I'm feeling hungry, I eat, I'm feeling thirsty, I drink. So animals are at that level where they are just surviving. So if we continue focusing on these things, we'll be continuously on a survival mode. So we need to get out of that survival, and that can be done only by regulating our daily things. That there are certain things, whether I have money, I don't have money, I have success, whether I'm appreciated, whether I'm bullied, whether I'm targeted, whether I'm appreciated, I'm put on a pedestal, this will not change. I will wake up every morning, I will do this, I will do this, I will do this. These are 4 things, no matter what happens, I will do. That will give you a default setting where you can be, no matter what, I can survive on this. I don't need anyone to survive on this. That's your personal daily chores or daily routine that you cultivate. So Yama and Niyama are basically telling you, this is what you need to do to ensure that you come out of your survival mode. It is not telling you to remain there. It is telling you, do these things and you will rise above your survival mode.
Interesting. That's that's a very nice way to put it, that they tell you basically how to get out of survival mode, which is a huge question for everybody.
So, we will talk about asana in the next one, and we can still talk about Yama Niyama again for hours and hours, because that's the most important thing. We don't understand it. We talk about everything else. We talk about meditation, concentration, focus, everything we talk. But it will not make any sense without these 2 layers. And it's not the foundation. And this keeps, like, it's a parallel journey, but you have to begin with this main foundation, and then you can build on it. It's not that, you finish this and then you start doing the other. while you're doing your yama and niyama, you can do your asana practice, you can do your breathing practice, you can do your concentration, and one day all these things will come together. And then you'll experience one moment of complete unification with the supernatural. And that's enough to kind of, want to go back and do it again, all over again. And that again and again, as you keep doing it, it'll become a default setting.
Okay. So let's do the mind bender quiz.
Are you ready for it?
See, now today I've asked for it.
Yeah. Okay. The first question. Yes. Are you ready? Yeah. Is which of the following is not one of the 8 limbs of yoga? Okay. Let me give you options. Asana.
Okay.
Niyama. Ashtanga. Pranayama. Yeah.
I think it's Ashtanga.
Because Ashtanga is 8 limbs. It's not a part of the
8 limbs. Yeah.
Okay. Second question, are you ready? What is the first limb of yoga that focuses on ethical disciplines and moral principles? The options are asana, yama, dhyana, pratyahara. Okay, good. I hope our listeners also are trying to figure out without us kind of answering. Okay, I wish they could write it on the comment like they've got it. Yeah, that they've got it. Yeah, we got it right. Something like that. Okay. Third question is someone who wants to cultivate a sense of contentment and gratitude in their daily life would benefit from working on which limb of yoga? Options are dharana, niyama, asana, and pratyahara.
Okay. I think it's Niyama.
Fantastic. You're like progressing.
I'm learning. Okay. Yeah, I'm learning.
Very good. Congratulations. You are on your way. But it's been good. It's nice. I love talking about yama and niyama because I feel it's an integral part of it. So thank you.
It seems so simple, but its effects are clearly quite colossal because they're such simple things. If you think about it, they seem simple. I'm not saying they are simple. I'm pretty sure they aren't. But the routine that you give yourself really helps in terms of if you're put in an adverse situation, your consistency for yourself will help you deal with it calmly.
Very well said. Very well put. I think you've completely compressed what I was just saying. Totally. That is exactly what it does.
So guys, thank you so much for tuning into the Yogue, Body and Mind podcast. If you like what you've just heard, please visit us on our website www.getyogue.com and follow us on all our social media platforms for more content just like this. Please like, subscribe, share and comment any questions that you might have for us. Also, don't forget to turn on the bell icon so you never miss any of our future episodes. Thank you once again and see you next Wednesday.